Council President Kate Stewart. I'm Jordan Lindsay. Reporters, if you still need permission to record, please note that in the chat. And if you have any questions, you can note that in the chat as well, or raise your hand and I will call on you accordingly. Now go ahead and toss it to Council President Stewart for opening remarks. Council President, to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Jordan, and good afternoon. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today. I want to start today by sending condolences to those in our community and the millions around the world who are mourning the passing of Pope Francis. He was the first pope from Latin America and presided over the Catholic Church for more than 12 years. May we honor his passing by continuing to focus on doing all we can to create a world filled with unity, social justice, and building a sustainable future. Moving on to community and council work, the council is back from last week's recess today, and we have a busy schedule with 18 committee meetings on the operating budget this week, as well as our council meeting on Tuesday. Going back to last week, I want to express my appreciation to the organizers of the Maryland State and Local Career Fair hosted at the Silver Spring Civic Building. The fair provided an opportunity for recently displaced federal employees and others interested in working for local or state government to talk directly with recruiters. The hall was packed with attendees, and in total, we had more than 1,400 individuals participate, with a line out the door and across the plaza. This successful event was a collaboration with our state and local partners who not only showed up, but also helped get the word out to people in need of these resources. Montgomery County support is part of our ongoing commitment to participate in as many local employment sessions and boost our hiring efforts for displaced workers. Here at the council, we are taking active efforts through legislation and information. In December, we hosted a community resource fair with local community partners to gear up for the harmful actions being taken by the Trump administration. Additionally, we are continuing to host the United in Service and Support webinars, with our next one scheduled for this Wednesday at 11:30 a.m., hosted by Councilmember Natali Fani-González, focused on business opportunities for county residents, and will include representatives from the Office of Economic Development and the Women's Business Center. Council Vice President Jawando has also introduced legislation, which I am proud to co-sponsor, which would establish a preference in county hiring for displaced federal workers. As we continue to navigate through these uncertain and unsettling times, in Maryland, we remain committed to doing all we can to assist our residents. Tomorrow is Earth Day, and to celebrate, Montgomery County government will be hosting the annual Green Fest this Saturday, April 26th, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Marion Fryer Town Plaza in Wheaton. This year, we will be celebrating 10 amazing years of Green Fest and celebrating the thousands of residents who have showed up over the years to learn more about how they can make a difference in their communities by going green. There'll be activities for kids and people of all ages and resources for residents to learn more about composting, recycling, renewable energy, beekeeping, multimodal transportation in the county, and much more. There are a few volunteer opportunities available on the website for those interested, including for residents interested in showing off their electric car and helping to educate attendees about the benefits of electric vehicles. Next week, the Council's Transportation and Environment Committee will present a proclamation for Earth Month to serve as a crucial reminder that protecting our planet is not optional, but rather an urgent reality, especially as federal leadership chooses time and again to ignore and deny the climate crisis. We cannot wait for top-down change and instead need to continue our efforts here at home, prioritizing local action, community resilience, and grassroots pressure. Now more than ever, our Earth needs us, and our future generations need us all to step in whatever small ways we can at home by making conscious decisions and continuing to educate ourselves about climate impacts. We will continue to support the county's climate goals and efforts to reduce carbon emissions, prioritize sustainable transit solutions, and do the work that's necessary to increase local and global climate resilience. Turning to council matters, this morning we had a Government Operations and Fiscal Policy Committee work session to review the compensation and benefit recommendations in the FY26 operating budget. Our government could not function without our dedicated Montgomery County employees, and we appreciate the work they do every day to serve our 1 million residents. The FY26 operating budgets of agencies include a combined $4.8 billion for compensation, which is a 9.5% increase from FY25. For FY26, the cost of employee benefits like group insurance and retirement benefits are at the core of county government compensation costs. The council will also review and make decisions on the proposed collective bargaining agreements and other compensation costs. We will be doing this at a session on April 29th. This is a tough year for families across our region, and as we continue to wrestle with economic uncertainty, we have a responsibility to our county government employees to make sure they maintain a livable wage that keeps pace with inflation. Compensation and benefits for employees are not just expenses, but are investments in our public servants at the center of maintaining public safety, infrastructure, and community well-being. The competitive pay and benefits of Montgomery County help retain a skilled workforce to maintain high service levels, which is crucial in times like the present, when residents are and will likely continue to rely more heavily on county public services. And as many federal workers look to county government for opportunities, we want to attract this experienced workforce and help residents regain stable employment with fair compensation, with help stimulate our local economy and keep families here in Montgomery County. The council will also vote tomorrow on a resolution I am sponsoring with my GO colleagues, Councilmember Friedson and Councilmember Katz, to establish an advisory work group on a strategic plan for county grants. This idea came about during a work sessions during the Government Operations and Fiscal Policy Committee that was held in February with the Office of Grants Management, where a need arose to develop a strategy for the traditional grant program administered by the office. The work group will serve in a temporary capacity and be charged with making recommendations to the council regarding policy, criteria, and plan to address traditional grant programs. The strategic plan developed would then be used for all future outgoing community grant programs administered through the Office of Grants Management. Now more than ever, the county grants program supports a wide range of initiatives from health and education to culture and recreation, and serves to support community organizations, projects, and initiatives addressing essential needs that enhance the well-being of county residents. A capital budget update is also on our agenda tomorrow. The capital improvement program focuses on long-term investments in infrastructure, facilities, and major equipment that support our county's growth and quality of life. Since this is the second year of the county's 2-year capital budget cycle, we are looking at existing projects and changes that meet certain criteria for the CIP, or changes needed to meet capital or operating budget constraints. We are faced with a difficult budget year due to uncertainty at the federal level impacting our region and the cost shifts imposed by budget action at the state level. That is why during budget review this year, the council will be balancing the county's strategic priorities, current fiscal reality, and the needs of our residents to ensure that the most urgent and impactful projects move forward without overextending county resources. The county executive transmitted CIP amendments to the council just last week based on the Montgomery County delegation's ability to secure additional state aid for critical capital budget projects. This includes funding for transportation efforts like bus rapid transit projects in the Veers Mill Road and M355 Central between Rockville and Germantown, as well as funding for school construction and playground projects, county parks, project improvements like the Wheaton Regional Park Improvement Project, and funding to complete the Silver Spring Recreation and Aquatic Center project, and much more. I look forward to receiving a detailed update with my colleagues tomorrow afternoon. So in closing today, I want to highlight once again that the council's next webinar in the United in Service and Support series will be held on Wednesday, April 23rd at 11:30 a.m. I want to encourage residents who may need assistance to contact your council member or to call 311. And I'll turn it back to you, Jordan.
Great. Thank you so much, Council President Stewart. Reporters, if you have any questions, please note that in the chat, or you can raise your hand and I will call on you accordingly. Any questions this afternoon? Going once, going twice, 3 times. Okay, back to you, Council President. Thank you.
Great. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for joining us today. And I look forward to continuing the conversation as we work our way through our FY26 budget. Thank you all.